Greetings, brave adventurers! My name is FoxyBard, and I have for you 2 stories today, each one showing a failure of a DM or party in different ways. As always, our goal is to listen to these stories and learn from them how to do better ourselves. So, grab yourself a seat around the fire as we dig into these tales of role-playing. Our first story today is a personal affront to myself, posted by Artemis Lika. It is titled, Why I'll Never Play a Bard. Which is, come on, bards are fun. Foxy Grumpy. Now, OP's reasoning is pretty valid, and it makes sense why they'd be a little scarred by it, but come on, play bards. I love bards. I am a bard. That makes sense that I'd love bards. Right, tale start. Sort of a short and simple story for me, but I've told it to a few people I play with, and it seems to interest them. Yeah, just going off the title, it interested me. I grew up in a small rural town. Rural. I always wanted to play TTRPGs, but had no one to play with, and, at the time, no way to find a group. This was over a decade ago. I think we've all been there. Crap, I'm thinking about looking for another Pathfinder 1st edition game to play. Or maybe 2nd edition. Or maybe Shadowrun. I just want to play more RPGs that aren't 5th edition. When I was about 21, I dated a guy who said he was running a game, D&D 3.5, and asked if I'd be interested in playing. I was more than happy to. So, we go to his friend's house for a combination Session 0 and Session 1. This is the first time I've been to this house, and the first time I'm meeting these people. I can see how that could be nerve-wracking. It's not immediately problematic, but it's gotta at least put you on edge. I want to play a rogue! I am told the others have already picked their classes, and they already had a rogue. No problem, I'll play something else. I finally settle on Bard. Everyone finishes rolling stats, and we start in a tavern. Lol. It's classic, it works. They decide I'm already there, playing for the patrons of the tavern. All good so far, right? Totally reasonable thing for a bard to be doing. Totally reasonable reason for a bard to be in a bar. A bard bar. A bar bard? Bar bard. I like that. Not to be confused with a barbarian, sometimes also known as a skald. So then, for some reason, everyone at the table starts insisting I sing. I am a shy person and I don't like to sing, so I said no. They kept pushing it, so I put some music on my phone for background music. Not good enough. They spend another 5 minutes pushing me to sing, with me refusing. Finally, they moved on and started playing. Now, would you believe that this has actually happened to me, except I was happy to sing because I like singing, as you're probably aware. I sang Green Day. Listen, my Billy Joe is not that bad. I'll do it at the end, not right now. No one spoke to me for the rest of the night, including my boyfriend, the DM. I was ignored both in-game and out. NPCs reacted to and interacted with everyone else in the party. I wasn't given a chance to ask questions or do anything. The group was laughing and joking out of character, and the couple of times I said anything, it got quiet for a second. Then someone else said something unrelated, and so on. The game lasted a few hours, and my boyfriend and I didn't say much on the way home. I even asked if his friends disliked me, and he couldn't give me a straight answer. I could have handled it if they didn't. People have differences, etc., and I wasn't a fan of them either at this point, but were they really going to dislike me over my refusing to sing for them? So, there you have it. A short and maybe boring story. It was not boring. I put off playing again for several years after that, When I finally did get into another game, I jumped into World of Darkness, and it took a few years of playing to try D&D again, and I'll never try to play a bard again. Tail End. A short one to start us off, but one that is kind of rage-inducing. So, I am almost certain that OP broke up with their boyfriend after that, because dang, that's real bad. You invite them to play and then you ignore them because they wouldn't sing? Oh crap, I promised I'd sing. I need water, give me 1 second. Okay, this is a recording, so I'm gonna pause it and you're going to hear me singing as soon as I unpause it. Basically, this group sounded like a bunch of basket cases. Which, mentioning that, do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? Alright, I'm not going to do much more, because who wants to hear a song in the middle of the stories? I know that the answer is going to be some of you, but not all of you. But speaking back on the story, two very important things. One, players do not need to be able to do the things that player characters can do. I don't ask the ranger if they can shoot bow. I'm not going to ask the bard if they can sing. Two, not all bards are singing bards. Some of them play music. Some of them dance. My most recent bard danced. Crap, some bards are oratory bards. They tell stories and motivational speeches and stuff. So, basically, this group, full of crap, ditch them. I'm guessing you probably did, OP. And ditch the boyfriend. Honestly, you can do better. Let's move on. Hey, you know what we haven't had in a good long time? Some old-fashioned homophobia and sexualization of lesbians. Yeah. So, this story is posted by the user Sleeping Jar and is titled Another DM Can't Handle Rejection. And I do feel like I sort of put the cart before the horse. Do people still use that expression? I like it. Tale start. When Corona hit, I was fairly new to D&D. I played in some campaigns, but none of them lasted long. I, once again, decided to find myself a party. I made a post saying I was looking for a group, and I got a PM from a DM, or a DM from a DM, or a DM from a PM. No, that doesn't work. A DM from a GM, a PM from a GM. I'm gonna stop. DM was not very experienced as well, but he was enthusiastic and creative. I liked that. I rolled up a character for his homebrew world and we began. We only had a few sessions IRL before everything went on lockdown, and afterwards we moved to Roll20. 2 players were lost due to personal reasons, so the DM decided to find an addition. That's when Emily came around. She had even less experience than me, having never played before, but did her best and learned quickly. The party soon had a nice friendly dynamic between everyone. The characters fit great together, and so our adventure began. We bonded both in and out of game, and an IRL year passed like a blink. We all looked forward to what awaited us next. Especially Emily. See, she was passionate about this game. She adored it and was vocal about it, much to the DM's happiness. She never missed a single session, not even when she was sick, which honestly was quite surprising to me. Milani knows I would not play D&D when I can barely get out of bed. Now, perhaps, that is when the problems began. Emily also romanced an NPC, though it was nothing serious, just some light in-character flirting. This confused the DM a bit. From what she told me, somewhere around early spring, he confessed his feelings to her and was turned down, as Emily, unlike her character, was in no way interested in men. That did not stop him. It should have. That is the moment when he should have stopped. At first he tried to woo her with in-game buffs, giving her artifacts, writing her character's backstory to be the most relevant to the plotline, and generally pushing her into the spotlight. Which she liked, yes, until we complained about it to both her and the DM, which probably made her question his motives. She apologized to us for those sessions. They talked again after that, him once again saying that he liked her and how she inspired him, and her rejecting him again. And oh boy, that set him off. All the fights became deadly. All the checks super difficult. Everywhere we went, we had to fight for our lives, nearly losing our characters. And while I love a good challenge, doing it every week just became tiring and annoying. It dragged on for about a month, until Emily finally had enough. The last straw was being ambushed in our sleep by a coven of homebrewed hags, who we had no chance against. None of our attacks did any damage. Right in the middle of the battle, she said that she was leaving for good, that she was tired and that she had stopped enjoying the game. Good on her for doing the right thing. Well, or trying to. I then listened to the DM's long speech about how she was the source of his inspiration, how he'll do better, how he does not want to even do all of this without her, and that he would end the campaign if she leaves. I'm still not sure if that voice I gave him is vile enough for all that manipulation going on. She stayed. Looking back, I probably should have called him out right there for his manipulation. Yeah, probably. But I did not think quick enough. Emily said that she did not want to ruin the game for everyone else, so she'll stick around. Poor Emily, this is so bad for her in every way. She sounded absolutely miserable for the next sessions. The hardships continued, but were tuned down a bit. Now they were at least tolerable to most of us. We cleared a dungeon, took up a new quest, did some roleplay, normal stuff. However, none of us were at ease, and only DM acted like everything was normal, making nice comments and trying to encourage us. That's because he got his way. He got to manipulate the person into staying. It's awful. Now, if he had done that earlier, we probably would have been chill. But after all this personal drama, no one could view the game in the same light. I'm not sure how long all of this would have gone on if one of the other girls in the group had not talked to Emily and then left with her. The DM was angry and, to be honest, also very sad. Oh no, poor baby. Ugh. And, as he had said, he ended the campaign pretty soon, shutting down our server and never reaching out to any of us again. That sounds like a win to me. I still talk to people from this group, and we even crossed paths in other games. I hope that one day all of us will play together again, but with some other DM, and without all the personal drama. TLDR, DM can't handle rejection, makes a player uncomfortable, and ruins a game. Tale end. And this one is a tale as old as time. Boy likes girl, girl is not into boys, boy thinks that he's the one guy who can magically change her, and... Stop, lesbians aren't like that. You're not going to be one magical dude that can change a lesbian's sexuality. That's not how that works. And, even sexuality aside, if someone says they're not interested in you, stop pursuing them. You're just going to make things worse, and you're going to ruin any chance of a friendship in the future. maybe something more, but not in this case for sure. I hesitate to say this, but this dude was seriously exhibiting a bunch of incel behavior, major incel behavior. So it goes without saying, but don't do this. Unless you don't want to be an incel. None of you want to be incels, okay? Okay. And my last point here is just to remind everyone listening, especially the DM of this game if he is listening, in-character relationships do not mean a thing for out of character. If they did, I'd be dating most of my friends at this point. Been a hot minute since we've had homophobia and an incel in the same story. That's fun. It's actually not fun at all. Let's call it there, shall we? But that's it. That'll do it. I hope you all liked all the new emotions that I've learned to express. My artist really came through and I love them so much. Please go and show them some support. There's a link to their Twitter down in the video description. They're awesome. Now, don't forget to like the video if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so, ring the bell notification icon if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, and leave me your comments down in the comments section below. If you really want to help me out, go back and watch some of my old videos. There's a lot of stories like this in there, as well as a few unhinged rants about how much I love Pathfinder. Now, the other way that you can really help me out is to head over to patreon.com/FoxyBard and join the list of names scrolling by the screen right now. My patrons are the best. They help me keep doing everything that I've been doing, and if you like it, then consider tossing your support behind for as little as $3 a month. You get all my videos ad-free and early when I finish making them. You also get an exclusive role in the FoxyBard Discord server, where I talk about my own struggles and my creative process, and we sometimes roast weird guys in the comments. If you're a weird guy in the comments, we're laughing at you. Sorry about that. So anyway, I need to go and, read some gay webcomics or something to rinse the taste of that DM out of my mouth. So, until next time, let's douse the fire and get back to our own adventures.